Welcome everyone to my Yule Day 8 lesson. Today we're going to be talking about the god associated with the 8th month of September, Frey. Now Frey, or Frey, either way you want to spell it, with or without the silent R. Frey was a fertility god belonging to the race of gods called the Vanir. Now the Vanir are the nature deities, the deities of the sun, the stars, the earth, the plants, the animals. Whereas the Aesir, I'll put them up here, Aesir, Aesir, that would be your little A E symbol. Aesir, it's kind of like Aesir are your war gods, those who like to travel in war. Now, Frey has a lot of control. He has control over the rain and the sunshine. Therefore, he is bound to the fertility of the land and its bounty. He's been called the Lord of the Harvest, Lord of the Harvest, as opposed to his sister, Freya, who was Lady of the Woods. So together we get, in a lot of paganism, the terms Lord and Lady come from Frey and Freya. Now Frey and Freya are identical twins. One's a boy and one's a girl, but they look identically the same. Freya is also a goddess of fertility. So that means that when you're trying to have a baby, men call out to Frey, who's normally depicted with his head, his body, and a giant erect phallus. And the women, Freya, is normally depicted, I guess you would see her head, her body, but then you would see, like, these are her knees. Feet there, and then there would be a giant vajayjay there for the giant womb of the Earth Mother. So as fertility gods and goddesses, they're very much called on in times of wanting to get pregnant, as well as fertility in your crops, your gardens, your animals, your whatever else things that you want to procreate and reproduce. You call out to these two gods. Those who invoke Frey during worship ask for a successful crop season and peace. Now, Frey is the son of Njord. Put him on here. Njord. Njord is god of the sea. So, like Frey, just like his sister, Frey holds the position of high priest, where Freya holds the position of high priestess in the Nordic pantheon. His task is to preside over sacrificial rites. So when I'm doing bloater, I'm doing sacrifice for weddings, I'm doing marriages, I'm doing save magic, I would call out to Frey to guide me and lead me correctly into the old ways so that the greatest power can come to our people from these workings. Now, Frey resides in the hall of Elfheim, home of the Light Elves. So these are the lighter, brighter good elves. He owns a chariot steered by a golden bristled boar, so golden hairs down its back, called Gullinbursti. Gullinbursti. I start spelling these and I want to start saying out the Norwegian names for all these. Gullenbursti. Sorry, it's just my Scandinavian training. Scandinavian's bachelor's degree. So its bristles shed radiant light that facilitates Frey's travel through darkness. So it shines light so you can see where he's going. This is similar to where the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer tale came from, was the fact that Gullinbursti was bright and could shine away through the foggy nights and the dark nights for Frey to see where he's going. And Rudolph has a similar thing where Rudolph's nose shines bright through the night so that Santa can see his way through the night to go give gifts. It's like Rudolph got his idea from Gullinbursti. This boar was fashioned by two dwarves named Brok and Eitri, who crafted magical treasures for the gods. Frey also has another treasure that was given to him by Loki. This is a ship called Skithbladnir, or Skidbladnir, S-K-I. We're going to use the English D's, even though these would be the F, TH sound. The F symbol is looks like that with a cross on it, or an uppercase would be a D with a cross through it. That's an F sound. So the vessel, this boat, was big enough to carry all the gods in it. Like all of them could all fit in this one boat. But when he was done with it, and he was done using it, he could take that boat and fold it up all the way so tiny that he could stick it in his pocket and walk away. Isn't that cool? His whole boat could be folded up into a little piece, into a case or his pocket, and just walk away. That sounds like an awesome magical ship. Something that I would like to have someday. Something like it. Frey will fight against the giant of Muspel, Surtur, and die in Ragnarok because of a lack of a sword. So Surtur takes over the world, but Frey had already given his sword away. He sent it with his helper off to the land of a giantess that he thought was so beautiful. This giantess was to be his wife, and he sent his sword as a way to win her love over. But come Ragnarok, then he will not have his sword, and he will die at the hands of Surtur. It's very sad. That's a representative of how fire shall burn the earth and burn the crops, and they'll be taken over by fire. Now, as I suggested, Frey is a god of crops. So just as the crops grow, as I'm a farmer, so too shall my crops grow and grow and grow. If I call out to Frey, hail Frey, let my crops grow too. Now, it's not necessarily children in that aspect, but some of us in the kindred actually might be calling out to Frey to help our kids grow. You know who you are. So, funny adage, my boss at work is a devout Christian, a Catholic, and He believes that the Lord brought me into his life and his wife's life onto their farm. And every time he says, Tad, you're such a blessing. I'm so grateful that the Lord brought you and your beautiful daughter into our lives. And I say, you know what? The Lord did. The Lord Frey brought me to my job on the farm so that my Lord Frey could work through me to raise those crops. That my Lord Frey could shine down his beautiful sunlight down onto our crops and our gardens. Can bring the wonderful rains. In conjunction with Thor, can bring the storms which wipe out the old and bring in the new. And Frey can bring the plentiful rains which help our crops grow. This year we had a so-so season. Some of our stuff, the oats, did horrible. But then some of our stuff, some of the corn and some of the green bean or the soybeans did amazing. So we call out these days to the god Frey, and because he's a twin, we also call out to Freya today. And as Frey and Thor are the two main deities of Yule, it's definitely a good day for Thor. So hail, and thank you for watching. Hammer sign with me? Other hand. Right hand. Odin, Balder, Frey, Thor. Hail kindred.